about it, ladies. Think about it. Think about how much effort your man has to put up on a regular basis to get you in the mood. Think about it. And think about if you would do the same the other way around. You don't have to think about it. Think about how many times you've given your husband a little hint and he didn't pick it up and you were like, forget it. Forget it. I'm not putting myself in that position to be rejected. Okay. Meanwhile, your man's got to be all like, ooh, I love you, kisses, hugs. And you're like, stop it. I'm going to go to sleep. Stop it. I'm tired. Stop. I'm not, you're being, and then eventually you're like, all right. But, that's part of the dance. Okay. But if it was the other way around, the first time he goes, oh, I'm kind of tired. You're like, why doesn't he love me anymore? You start crying, weeping, thinking you're ugly. Okay. So you can't be saying, this whole feminist liberal ideology that is like a mind virus into women's brains and makes them just turn into the worst kind of people towards their husbands and their partners. This has to go. This is what happens when women don't have any real problems. They have to invent them. Okay? 100 years ago, when our grandmothers were washing clothes by hand, dealing with losing babies to illnesses, dealing with real problems, having to farm and milk the animals, they weren't sitting around with free time, idle time, to come up with things that are problems. Okay? Men have idle time. They write books. They build cathedrals. They start all kinds of things, sometimes wars. Women start thinking about why.
Actually, a lot of the wars that have started were because of women.
Their marriage isn't perfect and how,
World War I, because of women. What about the story of Helen of Troy? Because of women. You can go right down the list, throughout history. A lot of wars are actually started because of women.
All those years of consensual probably weren't even consensual because now I regret it. More stuff we really need to talk about are the lies that women create. So there's a website, I guess there's Facebook groups that talk about, are we dating the same guy? And this is like, I got to tell you, this is like the witch covens of old. We're a bunch of banshees who don't have men in their lives and want to invent that it must be a reason besides themselves, start talking themselves into believing that the guy that they dated or want to date is some kind of asshole. Okay. So this was posted by a user who said, my little brother got posted on one of these Facebook groups for our city yesterday, 110,000 members. Just a screenshot of his Hinge profile saying, anyone talk to this guy? To give you an idea, my brother is pretty douchey looking, which means attractive. That's all that means. He's probably a good looking, straight white male, which thanks to the Hollywood movie industry, now equates to must be a douchebag. That's it. That's what it means. Okay. Because you're threatening to a bunch of ugly women who know you're going to reject them.
Now, she's right about that, but isn't it interesting that this guy's own sister is basically calling her brother a douchebag? Like, calling him douchey looking is not she's not bigging him up. You know what I mean? Like, this is contempt. It's not good.
That's what this is about. So even this girl who says my brother's pretty douchey looking, even she's been taken over by the mind virus.
Point I just made.
But he's genuinely a cool guy who treats women respectfully. Usually attractive men are like that. They don't have to be mean to women because a lot of women want them. And usually the women that are mean to them are pretty ugly. So she continues, there are 150 plus comments so far. About 4 of these comments are actually from women saying they have met him or gone on a date. The rest are insane, wild speculation. A ton of commenters deciding he must be a serial cheater based on his appearance. A few comments saying he's probably gay. Typical woman, she's going to get rejected, must be gay. My brother sometimes works on weekends. One of them says, I matched with him, but notice he was slow to respond on weekends. It's pretty clear he's hiding something. See, what did I say? Women can't handle rejection. So this woman feels like she's been rejected, right? And
I'm just going to pause for a sec. These are we dating the same guy groups where women take profiles and they're like, give me some tea? Like, honestly, I was talking to somebody about this, the other day, and there should really be a Hofax site for guys. Because women love spending their time on Facebook, and it's not all women. It's mostly like the older one, the divorced ones, the 30, 40 plus ones that are on Facebook a lot. And active in these kinds of groups is like, they got nothing better to do with their time. So they're using a dating app. They're not quite getting the response that they're looking for. Anybody got some quote unquote tea on this guy, and all they're doing is really looking for red flags. Anybody know this guy? And most of them don't. I mean, the vast majority of them wouldn't. And then you start chiming in, judging his looks. He's got to be gay. Maybe he's he's probably married. He's probably cheating. The reason why he's slow to respond, blah, blah, blah. And they manufacture all these stories. What did I say earlier? Women's worst enemy is other women. And it's like other women will find ways to prevent a woman that's genuinely interested in a guy, and he might be genuinely interested in her, from being happy and pursuing what she wants by making up some stories or convoluting some narrative in her head about him being something that she may not want or like. And that's just how it is. I'm glad this chick's pointing it out, but it's just the reality of life.
Now it's got to be because he's hiding something and we have to make something up. So many were gleefully critiquing his appearance, everything from his heavily scrutinized and mocked, from his facial feature to his fashion sense to his beard and everything in between. This was surprising to see, since women usually seem to think he's handsome in real life. Not surprising at all, actually, because he's a good-looking dude. I can guarantee you that most of the women who were saying this were lower in attractiveness than him and know that he would never want anything to do with them. And because of this, they must feel like they are in the power position because they're the ones rejecting him. Oh, he's probably just going to cheat on you. He looks like a douchebag. He's probably gay. What is he really doing on the weekends anyway? Old hag shit. Okay? Spinster shit. Okay? I guarantee you can go look at these pictures of these girls. Once again, brings me back to the point I started with. Ladies, do not take advice from ugly women. They want to destroy you. So what they realize is this guy is attractive. I'm not going to be able to have him. So if I can attack him to the other girls, I can signal to them that they shouldn't date him either. Then when none of the hot chicks date him, he'll come around to me. Women are scheming. If you think this isn't what's going on, it is. Now, I don't know about this because I'm an attractive lady and I've never had a problem getting a man. My problem is, I don't ever make eye contact because I've been taught that if a man really wants you, he'll find you. Now, what that usually encourages is psychopaths. Psychopaths don't need you to signal them because they're going to get you whether you want them or not. See, normal guys, ladies, they need a sign. And you thinking that you like them and they should know is not a sign. They can't read your mind, no matter how it seems. You've got to look at them in the eyes and smile. I know it's hard. I know you think you're going to die if he doesn't come over. You might have to do it a few times. You might even need to say hello. You've got to be an invitation. Sometimes some guys are not going to want that invitation. You're not going to die. A lot more of the times, guys are going to want the invitation because they don't really get it. Men are treated like shit. They're expected to be beat down time and time again and still be able to get up and approach you. Recognize this and you'll be ahead of the game. You don't have to knock him down. You don't have to tell all the other girls how gross and ugly he is because then maybe you'll get him. You just have to smile and be kind and not be a raging bitch who tells your husband that if he's sexually attracted to you, there's something wrong with him. That's all.
That's all, guys. Problem solved, right? Just got the answer. All right, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed that clip. If you want to check out the full-length podcast episode, you can find that right over here. Also, make sure you visit my website over here where you'll find my supplements, the opportunity to book me privately one-on-one for coaching, and most importantly, my new School of Unplugging, which you'll find on the courses tab. Newer to the channel, hit subscribe.